Hi guys, my name is Trinh and today I'm here to do my June wrap up. As you can see here, we're at a different location because I was like filming in front of my bookshelf, but then like the lighting turns green because if you don't know, there's a tree outside my window. So once it's like really sunny, the lighting turns green and I did not like that at all. So I switched to a different location. I hope the lighting is a little bit better. I'm sure I can edit the lighting on iMovie because that's what I use to edit. But then also I'm filming this on the 26th of June. I'm filming it a little bit early because I am leaving for Vietnam tomorrow on the 27th. So I knew for a fact that I would not have the time to actually sit down and talk about all of the books. Well, all of the books I've read so far in June. So I decided to film it a little bit early, but then also if I do finish like a book or watch like a new movie, I can always talk about it in Vietnam. Just like a quick clip and then I'll just add it at the very end of the video. So that is like the plan for my June wrap up. It's like different from like the other videos, but it's all about me talking about books and movies and all that stuff. So I have no idea how many books I have read in June because I could have finished like a new book. Here is the number on the screen. So this is like the amount of books I've read and also like movies and TV show and music and all that fun stuff. So as you can see here, it's on the screen. So in June I did read a lot of I read 4 novels and 5 graphic novels, and all of the novels are actually from Cassandra Clare Shadowhunter Chronicles because I decided to read them as much as I can, you know, because I'm going to Vietnam for 2 months. This is actually my #1 priority, so let me explain in the video. So the very first book I finished is City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. I do have a book review and discussion for this book, so I'll link it in the card and in the description box below. I'll link everything in the description box below, alright? Because I have so many book review and discussion that I have up on my channel, but then they're also, I'm gonna edit them and then like put it up. You get the whole thing. So this is the first book of the Murder Instrument series and I thoroughly enjoyed this book so much. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I'm not really going in depth because I do have a video just for this book, so if you want the whole like shebang then just watch the video, but like for now this is just like a quick review, I guess. So yes, I do really enjoy this book. I love this book more than I thought because not many people give a shit about City of Fallen Angels. That's like the book that like people always think, yeah, it's the first book, okay, cool. But I enjoyed it so much. I was having the time of my life reading this book at the beginning of June, so it was awesome. So yes, I do give this 5 out of 5 stars. The second book I finished is Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. Like I said, I have a video for this book, description box below and stuff. So this is the second book of the Infernal Devices trilogy. So the Infernal Devices takes place in London in like the late 1800s. We have new characters, but they're like the ancestors of the characters from TMI. And this book, I love this book and I really mean it when I say I love this book. This book has become my favorite book of the Infernal Devices trilogy, which is like a huge surprise for me because I've always thought I love Clockwork Princess. I always thought that that book was like my #1 in like the Infernal Devices, but no, as of 2018 this has taken the #1 place. So this book was amazing. I love this book so much. So yes, I do give this book 5 out of 5 stars, and like I said, I have a video for this book, description box below. In June I watch a lot of stand-up comedy or like comedy specials on YouTube. No, Netflix. Sorry, Netflix. The very first one I watched is called Weirdo by Donald Glover. It's like an hour long. It's just Donald Glover telling jokes and stuff, so it's actually really funny. I did watch this back in 2017, but I decided to watch it again in 2018 because it's been a year and I decided to watch something really funny. Lately, I've been just watching comedy special while I'm doing my makeup because it takes me like an hour to do my makeup, so the whole time just like, I mean, I might as well just laugh and have fun. So that's what I've been doing in June. So for Weirdo, I actually really enjoy it. I still like it. There are some stories that I really think, you know, they're funny, but whenever Donald Glover says rape, I mean, like, he doesn't tell jokes about rape, but every time he tells a story and like the word rape is in it, I just get like about it. There's like a few stories that always put me off. Like I said, it's not like a joke. It's not like him making fun of people who've been, yeah, it's not like that at all, but he does tell like a few stories and that word happened to be in it, and it's, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying, but I did give this a 4 out of 5 stars. I used to give it like 5 out of 5, but now it's 4 out of 5 just because of that. But it's still funny. It's still really funny. Like, Donald Glover is actually a really talented person. 4 out of 5 for Weirdo. If you don't know, in June, Beyoncé and Jay-Z dropped a new album called Everything Is Love. And let me tell you, when I discovered the album, so I was at a gas station and I went on Instagram Instagram, and then I saw Beyonce posting something. I was like, what's this? And I looked at it, and then I went on Tidal, because I do have Tidal because I love Lemonade, and you can only watch the film Lemonade and listen to the album, I think, on Tidal. So I have Tidal, and then I went on the damn app, and yep, the album is right in front of me, and I freaked out because like they dropped it when I was at the gas station. So I thought it was so funny, so of course I listened to it. I love the album. I actually really love the album. So overall it's only like 40 minutes. Like the entire album is just like 40 minutes, which is like surprisingly short, but I still enjoy the album. I love the music. I love a lot of the songs. I think my favorite one has to be Boss, which is the third song. Damn, that song was so good. If you don't know, it's like mostly rap and R&B and hip-hop. For this album I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars because I love Beyonce. Jay-Z is okay, like he's in it, you know, but I love Beyonce. I love Queen Bee. In June, I discovered this great comedian. His name is John Mulaney. He is on Netflix. If you don't know, there are 3 comedy specials on Netflix for him. So I watched all 3 of them, but for now, I'm just gonna talk about New in Town, which is like the earliest one, I guess. So there's 3. This is like the very first one, I guess. So this is in 2012, if I am correct. So this one, New in Town, is so funny. I don't know if this is my favorite stand-up comedy special from him. I also really love the Comeback Kid. I'll talk more about that, but right now New in Town is really funny. Like this is the first one that I watched from him, of course, and I really enjoyed it. The stories are really good. He is actually funny, and I love his storytelling. It is really funny, so I highly recommend watching John Mulaney's like stand-up comedy special. If you're in the mood to laugh while doing your makeup, I give this 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I finished is City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare. I do have a video for this one. I don't know if it is up yet because I filmed it yesterday, but I have not edited it yet. If you don't know, this is the 5th book of the Mortal Instruments series. Like I said, I'm like reading a lot of books from Cassandra Clare, so this is the 5th book, and surprisingly, I did not really like this book. I was just really frustrated with this book. Like there's so many storylines, and there's only one that I truly give a shit. But yeah, I really go in depth in my book review and discussion, so watch that if you want like the full review and discussion. But for now, it's not my favorite book in the Mortal Instruments, believe it or not. I think it's like my least favorite book, and I was really shocked to find out that this was like my least favorite, because I came to that conclusion when I finished it, and it's so disappointing because it's the 5th book, and I really thought that I was gonna really enjoy it because back in 2013 I liked the book, you know, but then a lot of things have changed over like the past 5 years. So I give this book 3 out of 5 stars. Like I said, I have a full review and discussion for this book. Hopefully it will go up soon. I have no idea when. Now let's talk more about John Mulaney. So the next one is The Comeback Kid, and this was back in like 2015, and this is actually like part of Netflix, you know. So this one was also really good. Believe it or not, I was about to give this 4 out of 5 stars. Like as I was watching it, I was like, you know what, it's not as amazing as New in Town. I think New in Town is probably like my favorite, but like I said, The Comeback Kid really pulled me in, and I gave it 5 out of 5 because the last 13 minutes of the damn movie or whatever on Netflix, John Mulaney talks about meeting Bill Clinton in 1992, and that is the funniest story ever. I watched that like scene, I guess, like the last like 13 minutes of the video over and over again because that story is so damn hilarious. So I highly recommend watching The Comeback Kid. Overall, I do think it's good. So yes, I do give it a 5 out of 5 because of that story at the end. Like I love that story so much. Oh my god, it's so fucking funny. The next one, or like the last comedy special from John Mulaney, is called Kid Gorgeous at Radio City. So this one is okay, like it's still good, you know. There's still some stories that I like, but comparing it to like New in Town and The Comeback Kid, to me it's not as strong. So at the end I give Kid Gorgeous 4 out of 5 stars. Like I said, I still enjoy it, you know, it's still good, but it doesn't stand out to me like New in Town and The Comeback Kid. Like The Comeback Kid was like great. Like I love the title, and that damn Bill Clinton story at the end was amazing. And of course, the last book I read, or like the last novel I read in June, is Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. If you don't know, this is the last and final book of the Infernal Devices trilogy. So I finished this book and I cried my ass off. And I do have a book review and discussion for this book. I filmed it earlier today, actually, like in the morning, and I actually was kind of crying in the video, so you get to see that at the end of the video. But it was really good. Like I cried from page 1 I was a little shit. I love the cover. Like, the cover is like my favorite thing ever. I think it's so fantastic. And I am wearing my Clockwork Angel necklace right now. So I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. I think this trilogy is like the trilogy that people need to read because I love it so much. So after I finished Clockwork Princess, I was just really emotional and I could not stop crying. So I was like, let me read some books that are like light and funny and cute and stuff. So I decided to read the Babysitter's Club graphic novels. So there are 5 of them. Let's quickly talk about them. The first one is Kristy's Great Idea. So this is the very first Babysitter's Club graphic novel, and believe it or not, I read this when I was so young. Like, I read this when I started to learn English, and then I read this in 2016, and I'm reading it again in 2018. So this book, as you can see, this is a new edition. So the old edition was like old, different cover, different height, it was taller. As you can see here, this is brand new, well, the newest one. So everything is colored in, you know, and it's so great, and it's been really fun rereading these books. So in the very first book, Kristy here has a great idea, and that is to start the Babysitters Club. So she and her friend, you know, gather together and they form the Babysitters Club, and it's just a club where you babysit people, and it's really cute. Honestly, surprisingly, it's like pretty successful, and the whole time reading it I was like, damn, I should have started this shit when I was young because I could have made some money. But then also in this book, we really focus on Kristy. So she is a child. She's in the 7th grade. Can you believe everyone is like 12 years old because they act like they're in high school? Kristy, she and her siblings are like children of divorced parents, I guess. So her mom is dating this new guy and she's not happy with it because she doesn't really like change. It's really about her story as a child, but then also like a child of divorced parents, and how one of your parents started, you know, dating someone else and then get engaged and all that stuff. So it's totally relatable because I'm sure there are people out there who, you know, have divorced parents and changes happening and all that stuff. So I love this book. I was like really surprised because, you know, it's a graphic novel, but then like it's just like a book that I read when I was young, but now that I'm older, I just appreciate it so much more. So I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. The second book is The Truth About Stacey. So this is Stacey right here, and basically the truth is that she has diabetes. So she was in New York City, but then she moved to Connecticut, and then that's how she met these people, and then they formed the Babysitters Club. So this story is really about Stacey. But then also in this book, there's this thing called the Babysitters Agency, and it's like a rival club, you know, when it comes to the whole babysitting thing. So it's really fun to just read this. I cannot believe that I read this when I was so young, and I really enjoy it. I'm so glad I'm reading it again now that I'm much older. So yes, I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. Like I said, these graphic novels, I'm sure they're relatable in some way, you know, because I'm sure there are people out there who has diabetes. It's just great, honestly. I love these books so much. So the last comedy special that I watched in June as of now is called One of the Greats by Chelsea Peretti. So if you don't know, Chelsea Peretti is Gina Linetti in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I love that show. I love Gina. Gina's my favorite character. So when I saw that the actress is also like a comedian, I decided to watch her Netflix movie, whatever, I don't know. Believe it or not, I was really disappointed, and I mean, like, sure, some parts were funny, but overall there are some parts that's just fucking awkward. Like, I was just sitting there like, is something gonna happen? I feel like I am comparing this to like John Mulaney a lot because I watch him a lot and I am more familiar with his storytelling and his comedy. But for her, a lot of times it's just weird and it's just awkward, and believe it or not, I'm not a big fan of it. So I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. I was so disappointed in because I love her character in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and you know, it's whatever. Honestly, I'm not even that upset by it, but still I was pretty disappointed in it. The next book is called Mary Ann Saves the Day. So this is the 3rd book of the Babysitters Club graphic novel series. So this book is about Mary Ann right here. So she's like a baby, I guess. So her father treats her like a child. Her father is very strict because her mother passed away when she was very young because her mom had cancer. So her dad is, you know, a single dad raising a daughter. So in the very beginning of this book, the group got into a huge fight. Honestly, it was okay. Comparing this to the other graphic novels, I don't really care that much about this one just because because the fight is just ridiculous. Like, it's so petty, but then like I have to remind myself, I mean, like, they're in the 7th grade, I guess. But I think it's just because like I was never in like a serious fight with a friend before, because this fight lasted for a month. That's so long for me, you know, in my perspectives. But then we get a new character named Dawn, and I like her, you know, she's cool. So overall, I give this book 4 out of 5 stars. Like I said, I enjoy it, but not my favorite. The 4th one is called Claudia and Mean Janine. So this one is something that I can relate to because the main girl is Japanese American, so she's Asian, you know, so she and her family are all Asian. So I was like, finally, something that I can actually relate to. So in this book, it's really about her relationship with her sister Janine. So Janine is like in high school, she's like super smart. Meanwhile, Claudia is not like that at all. So she's more artistic and not really like a genius. But then it's really about Mimi, so the grandmother Mimi. So in this book, she has a stroke, and God, reading it, I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this, because it's been like 10 years since I've read this book, and I was like horrified when I learned that the grandmother had a stroke. So of course they have to work together to make sure that the grandmother is okay. They visit her in the hospital, and it's just a lot, honestly. And like the more I read these books, the more I'm just like, oh my God, they're so relatable, you know, because like this is some serious shit. I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. I finished it last night and I really loved it. The one I just finished is called Dawn and the Impossible 3. Can you believe there's a 5th one? I didn't even know about this until like a few months ago. So as you can see here, the illustration is completely different because it is by a totally different person. Illustration is different from the other 4, and I was like, whoa, what the hell is this? Because the other 4, I read them when I was so young, so I'm very familiar with the illustration, but this is just different. So it took me a while to get used to it, but you know, it's totally fine. So this book is about Dawn, the new girl in the 3rd book. So she becomes, you know, a new member of the Babysitters Club. So it's about her babysitting these 3 kids and this family. So it's like a single mom and these 3 children, and Dawn becomes like the other mom, I guess. I don't even know, but it's really good. I was so surprised because like this is my first time reading this book, you know, and I just finished it like 30 minutes ago, and I really enjoyed this book, surprisingly. Like, it's very mature, like a lot of things happen in this book, and I really love the way Dawn handled the situation. Like, they're all so mature for 12-year-old kids. I cannot believe it. Like, they formed this club and they actually earn money. Like, what the fuck was I doing when I was in the 7th grade? That's my question. So yes, I really enjoyed this book more than I thought, so I cannot wait for the 6th book. There is a 6th book, and I'm so excited for that. So I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. Yes, hi, it's July now, so this is my outro for my June wrap up. So when I filmed that video last week, I really thought that I was able to finish like one more book or watch like one more movie or just like anything, but that didn't happen. So I'm here to just say that, yeah, that's basically it. Those are all of the books I read in June, and like the movies I watched, or like stand-up comedy specials and stuff like that, and it's been really great. So I just finished a book, and it's July, so of course you will see that book in my July wrap-up. So yes, I keep saying yes, but this is the outro for my June wrap-up. So if you don't know, I'm in Vietnam right now, so I have like 5 minutes to just come out here and do a quick outro. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.